Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Watches TV, where I watch all the TV shows, I watch all the true crime, I watch all the reality shows, I watch all the trending shows. I watch so much TV that I don't even know which videos to make over here. So if you guys have specific videos or specific shows that you want me to cover over here, I have a list of like 20 that I haven't gotten to. But today I want to do something that I haven't done in a while, and that is, and I'm still kind of putting together my list of November shows that I'm going to watch. So if I get that list conclusively put together, I will come over here and do my list of November shows. But today I want to do something that I haven't really done over here yet, and I want to recommend two shows that I just started watching a couple days ago, and people have recommended them to me, and I just absolutely fell in love with both of these shows, and they very much remind me of shows that I watched when I was growing up with my mom. And I think, you know, it's interesting when a show comes along, and one of the shows is new, and the other show, the shows we're going to talk about are Matlock 2024, the new version of Matlock, and Elsbeth, which came out last year, and it's on its second season. But it's interesting, you know, when you come across a show at a specific time in your life that you really need, and like it feels like I needed this show. Like this show completed me in this moment, right? And that you almost kind of have an emotional tie to that show. There's several shows in my life that have been that way. Lost is definitely one of those shows. I can remember starting it and finishing it and having this very emotional attachment to the show Lost. To this day, Lost is one of my favorite TV shows. In fact, people have suggested to me, why don't you go back and watch Lost? It's interesting, I have such an emotional attachment to it, I almost kind of don't want to go back and watch it and like rewrite my history in my head about it. Like I just kind of want to set it over there and remember it how it is, you know? So let me tell you what happened. For those of you that do not know, our little dog Boo Radley passed away last week, and I was really having a hard time focusing on shows, and I just really wanted something that would just help me escape and that I could just get my mind into. And so I've been back into walking again. So every night I've been walking for like an hour and a half and taking or listening to my audiobooks. And so I'm getting back into it. And I was listening to this mystery. And while I was walking, I was thinking of the show Mare of Easttown. And I loved the show Mare of Easttown. I thought it was, what Kate Winslet, I think, was in it. I thought it was fantastically done. And I really, really, really wanted a show like that. Like, I was going to come home from my walk, take a shower, put on comfy pajamas, and just, like, make some coffee and settle down. I really wanted to watch a show like that. And so I got home, and I called my friend Tanya. Tanya and I, she's my best friend, 26 years. We watch a lot of the same shows. And so I said, I really want something like Mare of Easttown to watch. I said, or like The Perfect Couple. Something that's like 6 to 8 episodes and is just like a one and done. Like you can watch it and get the conclusion you want. Hijack, like on Apple. A lot of the Apple shows are fantastic. Like Disclaimer, I can't wait to watch, but I'm waiting until the whole thing is out. There's a lot of shows like that, but very rarely does one come out that I'm just like, oh my God, like that just blew me away. Like Mare of Easttown was unbelievable. So I wanted something like that, right? Well, I went through that night and I took my shower, got my comfy pajamas on and stuff like that. And I like Google searched shows like Mare of Easttown, and a bunch of shows came up, a bunch of shows. And I talked about it on my vlog, so I should probably talk about it over here. Let me see if I can even, hold on a second, find these shows. Where are they at? Okay, I've got screenshots of sheets that I want to buy and things like that. Here they are. Okay, so when I looked it up the other night, the shows that came up were Tell Me Your Secrets, which is on Amazon Prime, and The Clearing, which is on Hulu, The Fall, which is on Netflix and Tubi, The Outsider, which is on Max, and Disclaimer, which is on Apple. So I was really thinking about watching one of those. So many people had recommended to me Elsbeth and Matlock. So for those of you that do not know, one of my favorite genres of books for reading, and for those of you that do not know, I also have a BookTube channel, which I have 2 book clubs over there. I have Peter's Book Club, which every month I just pick a thriller or a mystery, a new one, and then typically, and then I also have a true crime book club that I run with my friend Mel. And so every month we pick a true crime documentary to watch, and we pick a true crime book to read. So anyway, I love to listen to books, and audible books are some of my favorites. And so one of my favorite genres of books are cozy mysteries, and I love cozy mysteries. And what cozy mysteries are, they're just small town mysteries. They usually are series, so there's like 20 books in the series, and they're usually like very simple murder mysteries. It's like somebody gets killed with, like, has a cheddar biscuit stuffed in her mouth. They're not, like, there's always romance, but there's not, like, a lot of sex. There's always eccentric characters. My favorite cozy mysteries are the Misfortune books. And Misfortune books are by Jana DeLeon. I think there's, like, the 29th one just came out. And they're about this woman, and her name is Fortune Redding, and she is an ex-CIA agent that got in some trouble in the Middle East, and so they have to hide her in this small town. And so they hide her in this small town under a fake name and fake identity in this small town called Sinful, Louisiana. And she falls in love with a sheriff whose name is Carter. And her two best friends are these two older women. Their names are Ida Bell and Gertie. And she doesn't know it. You find this out in the first book. But they were spies during Vietnam. So the three of them, they solve murder mysteries that happen in the town. And then there's the romance, and there's eccentric characters and all that kind of stuff. So I love stuff like that. And, I mean, I love the hardcore thrillers too, but I love the cozy mysteries. People know that. So they were like, Peter, you should watch Elsbeth. You would love Elsbeth. It's a very, like, cute mystery. So the other night I was like, okay, I went in and I looked. And Elsbeth has 10 episodes in the first season, and I think 4 episodes in the second season that just started. Matlock just started this year. It's on its first season, and it has 4 episodes. I think the 5th episode comes out tonight. And the 5th episode of Elsbeth comes out tonight on season 2. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go in and I'm going to start watching Elsbeth. And I like, tried to start it before, and I just really couldn't get into it. So I was like, I'm going to try Elsbeth tonight, and I'm going to start watching it. Now, for those of you that do not know, let me read you the synopsis of Elsbeth really, really quick. I have it all pulled up right here. Okay, Elsbeth. Elizabeth Tassioni, the astute but unconventional attorney, works with the NYPD to catch New York's most well-heeled murderers utilizing her unique point of view. Elsbeth is based on the character featured in The Good Wife and The Good Fight. And it stars Carrie Preston, who plays Elizabeth Tassioni, or Elsbeth Tassioni. Okay, so what it's about is she's hired as an attorney to look over the NYPD. She's from Chicago, to make sure that they're not doing anything that's, that they're not being corrupt, okay? But what ends up happening is she starts going on all these cases, and she has a very keen eye. It reminds me kind of like a Murder, She Wrote, and she's real, like, quirky and funny, and dresses very, like, loud with a lot of color and stuff like that. And, like, this one scene, like, I think this describes her perfectly. Like, she's getting out of this cab, and she, like, says to the cab driver, I hope your mom gets better, meaning that she, like, talks to everybody. But she sees stuff that nobody else sees. So you see the murder happen at the beginning of the show, and then it's her with the New York Police Department, and she's got this partner that she works with, who I love, and she solves the cases. And so, like, that's each episode. And then the backstory is that she's really there to kind of find out if this police chief is corrupt or not. And so she's having to keep that secret. It is so good, you guys. It is so good. And so I started watching it, and I watched 2 episodes the first night. I think I'm on the 7th or 8th episode now. I started watching it, and I just was like, this was exactly what I needed. Like, it reminds me a little bit of Only Murders in the Building. I love Only Murders in the Building. I just finished the 4th season. And it's just this very, very homey mystery TV show. And I was like, this is exactly what I needed to help me escape. It's, like, not too dark. And it reminds me of, like, shows I watched with my mom when I was growing up. Shows that, like, are a little spooky and a little eerie, but at the same time a little cozy and a little comfortable. It's perfectly what I needed. So my plan is with Elsbeth is to binge watch the whole first season, binge watch the second season, get caught up, and then watch it in real time. So then, when you go into Paramount, it's on Paramount, I think it's on NBC, Hulu, things like that. When you go into Paramount, it has all these TV shows at the top. Like Ghosts is another one that I want to start watching. And so Matlock was on there. Well, people have recommended Matlock to me too. Okay, I never really watched the original Matlock. I think my mom watched it some, but I really never, I mean, I remember him, but I didn't really watch the original Matlock. But we watched a lot of those detective shows back in the day. I mean, way back to the old Perry Masons I used to watch. So when I was growing up, like, those shows were always on in our house, right? And my mom loved to read mysteries. My grandfather on my dad's side is a homicide detective. He loved to watch Perry Mason when it first came out with my dad and stuff like that. So both of my parents have always loved those shows. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give Matlock a try. I'm going to give it, and I'm not going to spoil either of these shows, okay? But I was like, I'm going to give it a try, the first episode. And if I like the first episode, because I knew Kathy Bates was in it, and I love Kathy Bates. So I was like, I'm going to watch the first episode, and if I like it, I'll continue it after that. Okay, so the other night, 4 episodes are out already, so it's easy to catch up with. The 5th episode comes out tonight, I believe. So I started watching Matlock. Now, I thought this would be like the old Matlock, but like it is his daughter or something like that, or, you know, wife or whatever. It's not at all. It's this woman that wants to go work for this law office in New York City, okay? And you don't really know anything about her, except for that her husband has left her, and she, like, is taking care of her 12-year-old grandchild, and her daughter passed away, but you don't really know why. She really needs the money, and she really needs this job. And her name is Maddie Matlock, and she keeps on constantly referring to the TV show, and people think it's like the TV show, blah, 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 whatever. So the first episode is about her solving the case. So here it is, Matlock, the new 2024 version of it. Brilliant septuagenarian Maddie Matlock, who after achieving success in her younger years decides to rejoin the workforce at a prestigious law firm where she uses her unassuming demeanor and wily tactics to win cases and expose corruption from within. Maddie is assigned to Olympia, a senior attorney and key rainmaker with a thirst for justice, while Olympia's ex-husband Julian, the son of the head of, by the way, who is played by Jason Ritter, John Ritter's son, because I was looking up the whole cast last night. Maddie is assigned to Olympia, a senior attorney and key rainmaker with a thirst for justice, while Olympia's ex-husband, Julian, the son of the head of the firm, is intrigued by Maddie and her clever skills. His dad is played by, why isn't it not showing here? Why can't I, anyway, is it Jeff Bridges? It's not Jeff Bridges. I can't think of his name. Hold on a second. The son of the head of the firm is intrigued by Maddie and her clever skills. Maddie works alongside the firm's younger associates, the charismatic Billy and the uber-ambitious Sarah, as she endeavors to establish herself in her new high-stakes world. Now, I have to tell you, the first episode, I loved, okay? I love the mystery of it. I love her character. She's very quirky. She's offering people, like, butterscotch candies and stuff like that. But there is a twist at the end of the first episode, okay? There is a twist about who she really is. And when the twist came, I have to be honest with you, I did not see it coming. I wasn't expecting it. I was like, when the twist started, I was like, oh, okay, I see where they're going. But the twist is so much bigger than that. The twist brings in really socially relevant issues and why she isn't who she says she is. And it's a really important conversation, and that they are turning into the backstory of this TV show. And so both of these TV shows are weekly mysteries that they're trying to solve. But there's a bigger backstory to both of them. And the first one is with Elsbeth. It's about police corruption. And the other one, and it has something to do with drugs, with Matlock. And as somebody that's been sober for 29 years and 10 months, I'm highly fascinated in that discussion as well. And there is discussion about addiction in there as well. And it's very well done. And so I've now watched, I think, 2 of the 4 episodes of Matlock. And I can't wait to get back to either one of these shows tonight. So if you're looking for a new show and you like a very cozy, drink a cup of coffee, get snuggled in mystery, I'm telling you right now, Elsbeth and Matlock are the ones for you. I know for sure that you can find them on Paramount. They are NBC shows, so if you don't have cable, they're on NBC, and I think they're on Hulu as well. So anyway, if you're watching them, let me know what you think. I know this is kind of an unconventional video that I do over here, but I just wanted to recommend both of these shows because I find myself throughout the day being like, I cannot wait until I get to watch these shows tonight. So anyway, I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.